Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Oh yeah, I'm back out in the lab doing what I do in the wee hours of the morning, enlightening you. Let's do this. I got something good for you today. This is a life lesson. Trust me. Right, there's 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message and story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. The numbers are going up as usual. I appreciate you. Let's rock. Right thinkers mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Get to know who you are from the inside, so to speak. Right thinking is a way of life, and that's what it is. Through mental and spiritual discipline, remember, spiritual discipline will help and guide you to attain your goal of attaining spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. If you have no spiritual discipline, it's going to be rough to know thyself. And that's my mission for all my right thinkers is to know thyself. So I'm giving the lessons. You got to do tune in and implement them in your life and see if they work for you. Let me know how that work out for you, please. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not, I'm going to worry about them, they're foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, simple. Teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. They come to get the knowledge. I'm here to give it to you. That's what we do. I appreciate you. A person who knows not and believes that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my out, be true. Today, I'm going to get a little personal. Well, because it's a message for somebody who may need to hear this. And all of those who else who may need to hear it, this is for you too. Let's go. Got something for you. Right thinkers, let's talk about spiritual discipline. Will beat any addiction in life. Yeah, we're talking about those who have a problem doing the right thing. Okay. Mental illness, mental weakness, whatever it is, but trying to work with you on this and give you some insight and maybe help you out. Back in the day, when I was a drug user, yeah, I used drugs, but mostly I sold drugs. I was a drug dealer. I used them. They didn't use me. Like the ego. If you don't get control of it, it's going to run you. Okay? And that ignorant mindset where you can't stop doing something that's not good for you, you need to check you. And if you need some assistance, that's what you might have to do. Because if you can't get it together, ask for some help, get some assistance. That's why I say call me. If you have to have a drug to function daily, oh, you have a spiritually disciplined, you have no spiritual discipline. No wherewithal to say, I'm not doing that. We was taught at an early age right from wrong. And if you know doing this is wrong and not good for you and you can't stop, that's a you problem. And you really need to address that issue. I hear, oh, I'm tired. I'm tired. All that, all you addicted drug people always crying about you tired, but you ain't did nothing about being tired. Stop doing what's making you tired. You want everybody else to come to your aid. You want everybody else to hear your problem, but you the one got to take care of it. Me knowing what's going on don't help you one bit. Addiction. Explain this to you. Addiction is when you can't do without something that's not serving you well. If you are an alcoholic and you know alcohol is not good for you and you can't stop drinking alcohol, I did drugs, okay? I don't know about that other stuff. Yeah, I did drugs, like because I like being high. I didn't have to be. I enjoyed it. It was something I chose. I had all kinds of drugs, access to all kinds of drugs. And if I was a weak constitution, had ignorant concept, and no spiritual discipline, I might be hooked on them too. I did them every day because they was there. I didn't wake up, I gotta get high. No, I said, what am I doing today? Acid, THC, masculine, whatever it was. But yeah, that was my choice. I do none of that today. Why? Because of my spiritual discipline. I have no use for that stuff at this point in my life. You grow up and you get better. If you 40, 50 years old and still complaining about stuff you did while you was 20 years old, that's a you problem. You stuck in the old boy was just chasing your tail, going around doing nothing, and you find out, oh my life, oh my life. Yeah, you done pissed it away. Sorry about that. I get a little personal now. I'm going to get personal because it is personal. If I cuss you out, take that as a good sign. That means I care. I care enough to get upset and angry with you. That means I got something invested, and it upsets me when I see my investment going wrong, and I'm going to speak about it. If I don't address you, I really don't care about you. Understand that. And if I do that, that's the reason. Let me say this to you. With spiritual discipline, nothing control you. You are in total control of yourself. That's why the first thing you got to do is the right thing. Control your ego. So self-discipline, spiritual discipline, same thing. But self-discipline is you holding yourself accountable, which is good. But I take it another level. Spiritual discipline means I'm holding myself accountable to somebody who's watching. All seeing eye. So I'm always on point, always on guard with my actions and what I do and what I say. I'm a little annoyed this morning. I can't do this personal thing because I got a whole bunch of stuff to say, but I ain't really trying to be disrespectful, rude. So let me put it back in lesson context and get out my feelings. Take them out. I got to use my dispassion now. Let's go. Right thinking philosophy, watch this, teaches you to use spiritual discipline when? Daily. Being spiritual discipline yesterday don't count for today, and it won't work tomorrow. You need to do it daily. That's the point, and I show you that daily. Let's go. Right thinking philosophy is all about learning your spiritual truths, and when you learn them, you implement them and you use them. And whatever desire you have that's not good for you, you can conquer that. Spiritual discipline tells you no. Your mental mind will tell you, the monkey mind say no, but then that ego say, we can do it. Don't worry about it. And that's when you give into your desires, your temptations that don't serve you. If you want a momentary satisfaction for a permanent situation in life, you're going to be addicted to something that's not going to serve you. Take the long run. Do what's right and benefit. If you continue to give into your desires, you're going to lose the game of life. That's what it's all about. Watch this. Maya philosophy is what I practice and profess. She-top netta is what we call it. Semi-Tawi is another title. I just took all of them as I know them to be, and I right thinking philosophy. That's what it is now, but it's a mixture of all those. Okay, the big three. I got my philosophy, she-top netta, and semi-Tawi. That's my religious three. How about that? Trinity. We back to that again. Numbers. Watch this. When you're living spiritual discipline, you live in a spiritually disciplined lifestyle, you have no addiction. There's no room for wrong actions. There's no room, there's no wrong thinking. When you are spiritually disciplined, you hold yourself accountable to do what's right. That's what it's all about. Watch this. With daily practice of my right thinking philosophy, your spiritual discipline gets better and it will keep you doing and living righteous. And righteous don't mean being holier than thou and running around praising the Lord and raising the roof. No, it just means treating people right, doing what's right, and accommodating those who may need your services and don't look for nothing in return. It's called selfless service. I show you how a spiritual disciplined lifestyle can be done when every day. And I enjoy doing this. I enjoy giving my lessons to those who tune in to receive them. So we got a good thing going. I'm not worried about who don't watch. I'm not worried about who ain't keeping following. I could care less about that. For those who do, that's what I do it for you. And I appreciate it. Let's rock. Now, mental discipline works on mental issues. That means you're thinking. That means your wheels are turning. And if you are mentally ill, your mental process may not be in order to satisfy you to get you where you want to go mentally. Again, if you need help, you get somebody who address that issue. I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, I'm not none of that. I'm just a teacher of life lessons, aka Sage. And I live by my teachings. So I'm not telling you to do something I don't do. So if I'm ragging on you, trust me, I did it, been there. Come on, man. We all have situations, okay? Mentally. I was mentally disciplined back in the day. I was incarcerated for mental illness. They thought I was crazy. I suffered from delusions of grandeur. It's another story. But yes, this mental game is serious. And back then, in my day, we had mental institutions, psychiatric hospitals, Cedar Grove, what's that other one? But up in Morristown. But these places are being shut down. Why? Nobody wants to be responsible for all you mentally ill people. It's getting worse. So we're free on the streets. We ain't in a building no more. When I was in there, everybody suffered from mental breakdown. Everybody was suffering from overwork or whatever. But when you had a mental issue, you wasn't functioning at a normal pace. Somebody put you in a psychiatric ward. That ain't happening now. Watch this. But if you can't control those negative thoughts, you need to get mentally disciplined. That means put some work in for yourself. Self-preservation is the first law of man. If you can't do what's right by yourself, you're going to have problems. If you're not thinking right and you're constantly doing the stuff that don't serve you, you will not prosper in life. Never mind financially or whatever. No, your life is going to be fettered, full of drama, and you're always going to be complaining and moaning about what you're tired of, how long you've been doing this, all that nonsense. But when you're going to get on your best behavior and spiritually discipline yourself to do the right thing by you. Those weak-minded people are easy to fall victim of any addiction, drugs, women, the streets, whatever it is, you're going to be a victim of situation because you don't have control of you. That's a you problem. If you use your mental discipline, you can avoid getting hooked on drugs or alcohol or anything else that's going to control and manipulate you so that you don't do what you need to do for yourself. You give into a drug or alcohol, any substance that you think you need to have, you need to check yourself. Breathe. I need that. I can't do without the air. Friends, chemicals, only not that. I take it from there. Moving on. Spiritual discipline is the highest degree of self-discipline. It's the next level. It's the highest you can go. God is spirit. When you're dealing in spirit, you're dealing in God's realm. That's how he tell you. I'm up here. Okay, I'm getting pretty comfortable up here. Why? Because if I come down, ignorance I got to be bothered with. I don't particularly enjoy that anymore. It's starting to not, do me. So I'm going to avoid some of that stuff. But I'm going to be like Haru. I'm going to just take off and go on up, raise my consciousness, and live up above with my Father up there. Why? Because down here ain't a good place. I have a bunch of issues. Moving on. We all have to deal with what? Consequences, the consequences of our actions. That's the karma. If you think you can sneak and creep and take a hit or do what you're going to do and nobody knows, he knows all because he see what's going on inside. That's why this eye sees what's going on. And when you open it, you see yourself and you recognize him also. Let's go. Now, my desires to be my best self daily. That's what I'm addicted to. I'm addicted to being my best self. And if that's prosperous for me, that's a good thing. If that wasn't serving me, if that didn't do nothing for me, why would I continue to do it? Bad relationships, bad friendships, bad jobs, bad environment. You can change all that, but If you choose to go through it, that's a you problem. So understand that. Self-mastery, here you go, is when what? When you're spiritually disciplined keeps you doing the right thing. That's where I come in at. I wasn't spiritually disciplined then. I am now. Big difference. I can help others with those issues that they're having. All I can do is advise and try to help you along the way. You got to put the work in. Same difference when me teaching right thinking. I can tell you, but you got to put the work in. And newsflash, if you have it, mental or issues, right thinking philosophy will take care of them too. I keep telling you, whatever your ill is, I got the cure. Truth, spiritual knowledge, and living right will cure all your ills. I told you that too. Moving on. Let me wrap this up. Now, watch this. Now, without spiritual discipline, I could not be my best self daily. Trust me, it ain't easy. I'm just saying, but it's fun when you're starting to get used to what you're doing for you. And if it's helping others, that's what you do. That's why I do what I do. It's for you. Let's go. Now, master your spiritual discipline, and you will never have to worry about giving in to any addiction. If it's not good, if it ain't right, I'm not partaking. I tell anybody, if you're doing something in your life that's constructive and positive, I'll go see my grandsons play ball. Why? That's positive. That's constructive. I'm going to be a fan of them doing the right thing. I don't know what's going on in their personal life. I didn't do that much, but I'm pretty sure they're being taken care of because I taught my son that, and he's passing on to him. That's parenting. That's tradition. I'm starting another tradition within my family. Me, son, and my grandson. That's the Giza pyramid that I got for myself symbolically. That's how you make something work. You make it mean something to you. If nobody else, it means something to you. So, last one. I'm about to wrap it up. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. Mental is thinking. Spiritual is knowing. God is spirit. Once you connect with God consciously, you don't have to believe again. Together, they can't be beat. When you are mentally strong and you're spiritually disciplined, you have no weaknesses. So the ego, the addictions have nowhere to get in. You fortify yourself with the suit of armor with knowledge of self. Christian got a suit that y'all put on. I'm telling you my right thing. This right here, that's what you carry with you all the time. Thinking, and you'll get through most situations with no problem. Every now and then it may get a little physical, but handle your business. Let's go. We think that's the mind. When it's heartfelt, now you got the heart-mind coherence. You're not just thinking, you're feeling. And this is where he dwells. When you can get this with this and become God conscious, you're a right thinker. You're a master of yourself now. Why? Because you figured it out. Eureka! I got it. Right thinkers, get it. I'm trying to give it to you. Let's go. Let me wrap this up. Yeah, right thinking is all mental and spiritual discipline working together. And that will keep you from being what? Weak for something that don't serve you. I'm not doing dumb stuff. Understand that. And when you get that confident that you know, never say never. No, I ain't never doing that again. Simple. So if you can't make the decision for yourself, who can? Understand that. Now, right thinking brings your heart, spirit, mind, mental together. That's power. Knowledge is power. No, having knowledge don't mean nothing. Using it is the power. The heart, mind working together as one is an unbeatable force. Trust me. No drugs, no alcohol, no negative concepts going to change your perspective about what it is you do for you. So that's what Master Yourself is all about. Last one, the third eye. My third eye is open. I'm spiritually enlightened. And when it comes to nonsense, I'm untouchable. What the MC Hammer say? Evil, nonsense, can't touch this. Okay? Wrong thinking, don't do it. Trust me. Get your lesson. Hope you understood it. I'll be back. But you need to take care of your own addictions. Whatever they are, beat them. Come on, right thinker.